Welcome back to the Soundtrack of Service. Today we step behind the title with Leo J. Let's discover the music that drives his service.
Welcome everyone to the latest and greatest podcast, Soundtrack to Service, with our host, Leo. But we're going to do something different today. Since this is the first episode, I'm Fatima. I'm going to be interviewing the host, Leo. So what is this show about? In this show, we are stepping behind the headlines and the official titles of public servants to sit down with them to see what they do to keep our communities running and supporting our cities. But we aren't going to talk about policy and other dry things like that. We're going to break down their real stories, the funny moments that they have at their jobs, and most importantly, the music that gets them through their day. So from the songs that keep them out of bed and get them out of bed in the morning, to the ultimate stuck in traffic singing anthem, anything that connects them to music and what they do in their daily lives at work as public servants. The breakdown of this is every single episode is structured like a classic track. So we're going to hit the intro, we're going to hit the verse, the chorus, the bridge, and the outro. In the intro, that's where we're going to meet our guests. And so we're going to start there. Welcome, Leo. How are you today?
Hi, everybody. How you guys doing? Like you said, welcome to the podcast, Soundtrack to Service. I'm the host, but today I am a guest. So we're going to get started.
All right. So tell us, all right. So the breakdown is right now we're going to talk about just your intro. So welcome again. And just to get an idea of what you do right now, how many years do you have in public service?
Roughly about 24 years, if you include my military time. Okay. So yeah, I've been doing this for many moons.
I think I would include that, right? 24 years. Wow. All right. So to kick things off, what was the very first album or CD that you bought with your own hard-earned money? Do you still listen to that music today?
My first album, I think, with my first paycheck. Look, she didn't agree that me working at the fast food place was public service, but we were serving public people who bought food. So, but if that don't count, my first album that I purchased was by E40. It was called In a Major Way, and I think that was in 1995. Some of y'all wasn't born yet, but yeah, I still listen to a little bit of E40 nowadays. You know, my musical palette has expanded a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, E40. Okay. So for anyone who's listening that might not fully understand your role, because you didn't tell us what you actually do or what you have done throughout those 24 years, how would you describe what you actually do for a living in like plain simple terms?
I work in corrections currently, and I do whatever they need me to do inside that building.
That must be a very stressful job.
Yeah,
So
it's a very stressful job.
So before we dive into the next parts of the song, what song instantly puts you in a mindset to tackle a massive day?
I was thinking about that question. There's a song by Drake called Know Yourself. So, I like to listen to that song because I feel like as an employee anyway, you should know yourself, know your limitations, know yourself, and seek self-improvement. So sometimes I get that song, I'll play that song to get me in that space to go and serve.
Okay. What does a typical day in the life look like for you once your core responsibilities are taken up?
I will say a day in the life, I go to work. I have children. I have a wife. So when I go to work, I try to compartmentalize because in this field you have to, you got a lot that can go on in one day. It could be quiet 1 minute, next you know you got alarms going off because there's a disturbance or something happening. So then I get off work, and then I got another job with the family. So That's a typical day currently in my life.
Nice. Okay, all right. So 24 years in public service, right? Let's take us back to the beginning. So this is the part where I'm on the verse part, right? I'm the verse part of the song. So take us back to the beginning. Was there a specific mentor or a moment, like a light bulb moment where you were like, you know what, I'm going to be in public service. This is what I'm going to do with my career.
Oh yeah, growing up, I always wanted like a desk job, office job. Seeing that type of stuff on TV, I was like, oh man, I want to work in an office, man. It seemed pretty cool. But growing up where I grew up, a lot of people didn't have those type of aspirations. So sometimes you get sucked into the crab in a barrel mentality or become a product of the environment. But one day I was working at a fast food place, and this gunnery sergeant in the Marines came through the drive-thru at a place called, I think it was it might have been Jack in the Box. He came in, he said, I don't think you want to flip burgers for the rest of your life, man. And I was like, oh, nah, not really. But I'm not joining the military anyway, so I kind of like put him off. And then one day, I don't know, I might have had a bad day, and I just called him. I said, look, man, if you make this easy for me, give me a desk job, because that's what I always wanted. I'll make this easy for you. So I credit him as my first inspiration into getting into public service. And when I got out the military, I still wanted to serve my country. So I started looking for a federal civilian job. So military was from 99 to 2012. And then I've been a federal civil employee from 2014 to current.
Okay, nice career path. So what's one major lesson or skill that you've learned on the job that no college degree or specific training would have taught you?
I would say professionalism, discipline at work, those type of things you can't really get it in school. Just like I said, growing up as a black male, I always wanted to present myself as a positive light. Some people could say you're soft, or you being you catering or whatever. But I just, as a black man, I feel like you don't want to give people a reason to think what they already think about you. So I always try to maintain this positive and professional image at work.
All right. What track or artist takes you right back to your very first week at the job?
Oh, it's a song by Lil Wayne. You like this song too. It's called It'll All Work Out.
Yeah, that's my song.
Because that song just lets you know, look, whatever's going wrong, you know what I'm saying? It'll figure itself out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you know the backstory to that song? It's a very inspirational song.
I don't know the backstory. Do you know it?
Well, I do. Yeah, so Lil Wayne, he was down and depressed, and he shot himself in the head. He had called his aunt right before, shot himself in the head.
Wait, was it the chest?
Or was it the chest?
Yeah,
he shot himself.
Yeah, he shot
himself.
You
said you didn't know the backstory.
No, I knew the backstory of him shooting himself, but I didn't know that was
he created that song after that.
Oh,
yep.
Okay, yeah,
it's a very inspirational song. So I can see how it could be one that you listen to on your first week of the job. So when you started this job, what was the biggest culture shock?
The biggest culture shock at my current job was I want to say, I mean, I ain't trying to talk about nobody in particular, but like work ethic was something I was shocked, especially in that type of setting. There's a lot of people who just try to float by, maybe take shortcuts. In that type of job, you don't want to take shortcuts, because like I said, any moment it can go from 0 to 100. That was the biggest culture shock in this current job.
That's actually a good one, because private sector, a lot of times public servants do get that bad rep. It's like bureaucracy, working for the government, slow.
Yeah, I can't be fired, so they don't care.
So yeah, the protections that we have kind of backfire on productivity. Yeah. So if you can go back and play one additional motivational song for yourself, what would it be?
There's a song I like, sticking in the rap lane by Nipsey Hussle. Real Big. It was with Marsha Ambrosius. It's just a song that just think big, go after your dreams. So that song is a song that that's stuck with me. Okay.
So now we're at the part of the song that's the chorus, right? So at the chorus, this is like where we get the main hook. We're going to break down the daily realities of your job and connecting that to music. So if you have like any misconceptions or hilarious stories, this is where I'll get into that. So what is your ultimate stuck in the traffic on the morning commute song that you would sing at the top of your lungs? Like you're on your way, but you're stuck in traffic, right? In this city, that probably happens often.
It's a song, BB Borelli. Maybe a lot of people don't listen to BB Borelli. Maybe not, but she got a couple songs. Riot is one. I like to sing Riot. And the other song she got by her is Ego.
I like Ego.
Those are two songs that in the morning, if I got the on the way in, I let that one play, and I sing that one to the top of my lungs. Riot, I like Riot though, because Riot, she just was fierce, and she was taking no prisoners, and she's not playing no games with them. So I like Riot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Riot is a good one. Oh yeah, her songs, I love her voice. She just has a unique voice.
Definitely.
Very unique voice. So if your team or office coworkers were a touring band, what instrument are you playing?
I'm playing the drums.
Okay.
Because the drums, I think you could take center stage with the drums if you do a little solo. But I'm also going to probably be the lead singer too. So I'm going to be behind the drum singing the song. And my coworkers would agree.
Your coworkers would agree?
Yeah, they probably would.
So, probably not sharing too much detail, but which coworker would be the erratic lead singer? That would be you as well?
Oh, the erratics? Oh, that's Miss White. I'm sorry. Oh man. She would definitely be the erratic lead singer all over the place. Hi, White.
So I know this is a high pressure role that you currently serve in, and burnout is real. So how do you mentally separate your personal identity from your official office work in that setting? How do you log off for the day, basically?
Look, there's this video I seen on Instagram a long time ago, and he said, my coworkers be like, add me, big dog, add me. I'd be like, man, look, I'm dang near a gang member outside of work, man. So, but no, like what I do, I'm into a lot of stuff. As I said, I'm married, I got children. Look, I play video games, I do podcasts. So those are ways that I could get away from my public servant title. Because it's very high stress. It's very high stress there. So you always want to find a way, if you're working in those fields, to have things to decompress that are not detrimental to your body and your health. You know, because some people like to drink, some smoke. You know, but try to get yourself something healthy to get into.
Yeah, that's good. People always talk about like work-life balance and being able to separate the two. But I also think that you need to, it's like work life as a whole. You need to be able to integrate the two. But if you have these hobbies and things that you do outside, it really, really helps.
I agree.
So what's the weirdest, funniest, or most unexpected object currently sitting on your desk at work?
I got something on the wall above my desk. I got a whiteboard. I kind of changed the sayings on it to be funny or just to be insightful. I think currently I have don't weave tangled webs because I feel like a lot of people in this field, they, everybody's locked up. Everybody tends to date each other or get in each other's business and gossip, and you never know who you gossiping to, because then they go back and tell the other person. Now that person is mad at you, and the person you talked about is mad at you, and you dating this person. So a lot of tangled webs get weaved. So that's a reminder at work, is to, hey, stay out the way, stay out of people's business. So that's probably one of the funniest things, because everybody know, like, all right, when they come to the office, they look at the board and see what I put on it.
That's unique. That is unique. Okay, so now this is the part of the song where it's called the bridge. So this is the creative hook, right? This is the creative twist. This is the hook. So this is where I'm going to also connect music to your daily mission. So if your public service career was turned into a high-budget Broadway musical, what would the main storyline be about? So it can be your career right now or your years of public service as a whole.
My main storyline of my high school Broadway play would be somebody who's trying to find their lane. As a public servant, I went corrections. I left corrections. I got into immigration court, like immigration. It was like a job in the immigration field, we'll just say. So I worked at the courts for a couple of years. But my dream job was always to be a investigator. Background investigator was a job that I applied for, kept applying for. They say I wasn't qualified, kept going. So then I worked, I finally got the job, thank God. And then, I got tired of that job, and then I said, I want to go back to corrections. So I went back to corrections. That's where I've been ever since. And yeah, so my play will probably be about a individual who's trying to carve his lane while fighting against what he feels is the right thing to do. Because some people look down on certain career fields, but if you have a passion for that career field, I feel like you should just go after that passion and not worry about what people think. Long as that career path is taking care of you, your family, or things like that.
Yeah, that's actually good. There's a job for everyone, right? Someone has to do it. And if it's something that you enjoy, then why not?
Exactly.
So if you were allowed to hire a famous musician, living or dead, to be your intern for 1 week, who are you picking and what job are you giving them?
Oh, DMX. I'm making him a lieutenant at the jail. He coming in there. They like, who the lieutenant on shift today? I'm like, DMX here. Y'all don't want him to show up.
And then you
want to get down. No, we good, LT.
I can definitely see him doing it.
Oh, well, DMX boy, if you coming at
everybody in order.
Yep. You hear him coming too. You hear them dogs barking before you get to the unit. It's over. Here come DMX. All right.
I can even see him for your military career.
Was like a drill instructor or something?
Yep.
Oh yeah, get up! You like, dang, DMX here?
Oh man, yeah. Oh that's a good one. That's a good one for that.
Wait, that's DMX. What are you gonna do?
That is funny. All right. So we talked about a song, like songs that get you hyped, songs that motivate you. Public service takes a ton of patience, especially in this current career that you're in. I'm sure you have to be patient in dealing with that, the population and then the employees as well. So when a day gets completely chaotic and just like out of control, who is your ultimate musical stress reliever artist?
I saw that question and I had to give it some thought. Off the head, I went BB Borelli again. because she got a few songs that I do like, that like Sun, again, Ego. She has a song with Lil Wayne. I don't know. They had a song together. Something happened between the two, so the song got pulled from the album. But it's called Without You, and I like that song too. But yeah, off the top of my head, I will go with BB Borelli. Just motivational, stress relief. If you sing the song and know the words, it's even better. So it's pretty good.
Now I need to go back and listen to Sun. I was listening to that heavy a last.
Oh, that's Inside.
Yeah.
Inside. It's inside. Yeah, everything's inside. That's why I like that song, because what she's saying is that, you know, some people, it's not what you see on the outside. A lot of people are good people on the inside as well. Mm-hmm. Or you need to be good on the inside as well as the outside.
Yeah. And I think also she's saying that what's inside of you is most important, and not to really pay attention to what people are displaying, or even in their appearance. Right, you have to look at basically their soul, and that says a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you could pass one completely harmless, funny local rule or law, or something like a rule that the officers would have to follow in the jail, just for kicks, what would it be?
I'm making all the executive staff work the worst post for just one day, so they can remember where they came from. You know, and see how hard it is for some of these officers out there and what they got to deal with. You know, it's easy to look down and say, do X, Y, and Z. But if you know, and I know a lot of people who work in those executive positions, at one point, they probably were officers, and they probably were good officers. But, you know, over time, things change, inmates change. So, yeah, just get back out there and see what it is just for one day.
Even there's some executives, and I don't believe that this, I think everyone, and whatever the position, if it's an executive position, they should know or have worked in the other positions as well. So I think that's a very good rule. But what about those people who come in and they haven't done those prior jobs? They have no idea basically how to do it. You would put them out there too?
You know what? Or look, I'll be like, look, if you never been a CO before, or officer, so for the people who have, they're going to work those posts. No, anybody, if you a leader and you lead in COs, like you said, you should know how to be a CO. So get in there. If you can't, look, if you my boss and you running, making the rules and making the decisions, and you can't even do a count the right way, you messing up the count, or you letting inmates run rampant and do whatever, then that probably says a lot about you. But yeah, I would just want them to do it surface level, just to see exactly what a day-to-day is for most officers, especially the new officers.
Yeah, that's definitely good. All right, so we've made it to the outro of the song. So the outro, this is where we're gonna get your lasting legacy. We're gonna lock in some life lessons that you want to offer, and gather some final words of advice. So looking back at your time in service, at this job or in the military, what is the best, funniest, or most heartwarming compliment anyone has ever given you?
That one, you know, like I said in the beginning, I like to display an image of professionalism, just look the part, play the part, or just even one of my mottos is always work towards the job that you don't have. You know, some people stay stuck like in working as an assistant or whatever, but I always believe you should strive to be better and bigger. So I used to always dressed up for work. So I was at I believe I was at 26 Federal Plaza one day, and this lady, she was like, so today we're gonna go brief like some top person that works for the Department of Homeland Security, and she just started talking to me, saying that what we had to go do for the brief, and I'm like, I don't know who you're talking to, but I don't think I'm the person that you're looking for. She said, you're not part of the general counsel whatever agency it was at the time. And I said, no, I'm a investigator. I'm going to interview somebody for a job. I mean, that's just apply for a job. She goes, you know what? You look like you probably part of the general counsel. I was like, oh no, thank you, but no, that's not me. But yet that made me feel like, you know what, you doing something right if people are recognizing you and looking at you, thinking that you're somebody. I mean, yeah, I'm not the person, but it felt good for this person for that moment to be like, to look at me in that way. And I said, then I probably said I was gonna go to law school after. Who knows? I was like, yeah, I'm going to law school tomorrow because the lady said I look like a lawyer.
Oh man, that's funny.
That goes back to my Broadway play, trying to find his way. Look, I'm going to law school tomorrow, going to this job tomorrow.
Keep your options open though, right? I guess if you dress in the part, then I guess you can go to, and you can be the judge actually.
Oh yeah.
That's that part. All right, so when your career is all said and done, what's the quiet behind the scenes impact you hope that you left on the people, either your coworkers or people in the community that you serve?
That it's never about you in public service. You know, it's about the people that you serve, the people who need the services that you provide, the people who you may be protecting from, the public people that you may be protecting at your position. You know, we us public service come in all walks of life. You know, some of us are saving people out of burning buildings. We tracking down criminals that may have hurt your loved ones. So I always just want to let people know that it's not about you, and it's most public service work, you working in a team. You know, and everybody's a teammate. You know, and you only strongest the weakest person. So that's something that I like to leave as my legacy.
Nice. So what advice would you give someone who may be listening right now and thinking about stepping into a career in public service?
Just do it the right way. You know, don't take shortcuts. Learn, read your policy, read your manuals. Some people may tell you this is how it's done, but if you don't see it in black and white, you know, sometimes I really don't just like when people say this is how we do it. I want to see why we do it. So I would say learn from people. You know, some people come into public service jobs with knowledge already. They may have job experience, but this may be something different. So, you know, you may need to humble yourself and relearn the job over again. Don't take it personal. You know, there's people who may have worked at in corrections. You may have people that worked at Rikers Island. You may have people that worked at Sing Sing, and then you come into work for the federal side, and you think you know it, and then you alienate people, and they say, you know what, I'm gonna let this person learn and fall on their face, and sometimes you gotta learn the hard way.
Yeah. So we're locking in your legacy today. What is the official track that you're adding to the Soundtrack of Service master playlist?
All right, so it's a song I mentioned earlier. Actually, it will all work out. You know, if at the end of the day, if you put your heart and soul into your public service and you be professional, you look at it as a team, and you always remember that the people who are coming to see you, to come to get served by you, these are people too, right? You know, sometimes public service get mad. They look outside to see the line wrapped around the corner when they just got there at 8:00. They're like, damn, why are these people here already? You know, but those people are there because they need something that you provide. So just remember that, and it will all work out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely going on the playlist. So, and lastly, do you have any guilty pleasure tracks that you secretly love that we also need to add as an extra bonus track to the playlist?
Where are my scamming? Spin that. All that overtime y'all getting, spin that. And give me some OT if you watching LT. You've been looking for that overtime. Spin that. Scamming that. Going that. I ain't gotta go your bag, so I think I go on a coach bag.
Not coach.
Going that cold,
You gave
spin,
me
spin that.
Gucci.
But yeah, we adding that to the playlist too. Y'all gonna rock out to spin that.
That is funny. All right, so that wraps up our song for today. This interview with the host. So the next episodes will, I'm sure, be much smoother when you're back in the host seat.
Oh yeah, y'all give it up for the sit-in host. She did good. She might have to do some of the other ones.
No. But you made it very comfortable, and I enjoyed hearing about your experience. Sometimes in daily interactions, you don't really hear like the perspective of like work in your career. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the songs that you gave us and going through. And so thank you.
All right, everybody, y'all be good, and look out for the Soundtrack to Service playlist on Apple Music. It will be tonight. It will have the songs that you that I listened today. So everybody, be good, be safe.